Hey Roger, congratulations first of all on your run at the Australian Open. You have an amazing amount to be absolutely proud of, and it's great to see like what you have to work with at the top of the year. So I have to say, number one, I am ridiculously find it so highly commendable. For me, what has been a highly significant amount of improvement in your tie breaks. First of all, and really sort of keeping your fire going in the really tough moments of a match, whereas a lot of people would be sort of fading away in those moments. You really manage to stand your ground and really perform, and I'm particularly just unbelievably, find it, like I said, commendable, absolutely commendable of how you really handle the tie breaks. I think you were like, I don't know, maybe you had about 6 tie breaks, possibly, maybe 4 to 6 tie breaks, and you were probably 4 for 4. Whatever the tie breaks are, you are 100% in them, and you just have, a lot to be proud of. So again, I woke up, it was like 5 something, and here local time. And this week, let me tell you, here, you should be so happy you're down in the summertime in Australia, because up here in the northern hemisphere, it is freaking freezing. When I tell you, it hasn't been this cold in years here. It's been down to 10 degrees, 17 degrees Fahrenheit, and it has just been ridiculous. Today, I think it was 17 degrees when I got out of the car. So, just be happy you're down there in Australia. But yeah, I mean, you have tons to be proud of. You really, really do. And kudos to you for an amazing, just really an amazing presence. I think you got some things out of the Australian Open that were even more important than getting the cup. Like the value in just being able to fight through and pull away in all the tie breaks that you did, and just see where you are and see what you can do, not only physically but mentally. I mean, for me, physically, I think I and everyone else know what you can do, but to see you so tough in the mental moments, like, I can't tell you how proud I am. And I was trying to, like, not say I was proud of you because I'm always saying that, but I just don't want to sound so repetitive, but I can't tell you, like, that's going to take you far, just keeping your resolve. That's going to take you really far. And really realizing, the match with Murray superbly could have absolutely gone either way. And I mean, when you turned it out at the tiebreak, I mean, to pull Murray off of match point, to focus in those moments, deny him match point, secure yourself a tie break, run with that tie break. 7-2, Roger. 7-2, man. Freaking high five. This is what you need in this moment. And like you said, you guys are trading wins and losses. Hey, these guys, just as well as you, are functioning at the highest levels of tennis. So that's why when it gets like I said in my last video, when it gets to this stage, you can't you gotta not you gotta know that the wins are always going to be slim. You already know that, but it's important to psychologically know that, so that you understand that you can win. It's about just making certain adjustments. Now, on drop shots, by the time the end of the 4th set went, you were 0 for 5. Now, if you happen to see my last video from a day or so ago, I mentioned as well, like, you might really want to consider, like, dropping, taking that drop shot out of your strategy, because it is costing you points. That cost you 5 points. And anywhere you move those 5 points could have had you the match, could have given you the foothold to get you, to continue to turn the tide in your favor and secure the match. And that's a really important thing it's going to take for you, Roger, is to start looking at the things that truly don't work. And, I'm going to go off into myself just a little for a moment, because normally I really don't like to put too much of my business, not that I want you to know, but I don't really like to put too much of my personal business into the YouTube world. But there are a couple of things that I have been doing as well that are just old patterns applied to new circumstances that do not work. And I do think it's some of the way that you played Tsonga and also the way that you play Murray are old patterns that are not fitting into new circumstances. As I was thinking about that, I was like, you know what? I'm doing like the same sort of thing. Like, you know what? Because you've been so successful in one way, or you just know that certain things have been a way that feel, there's a real infrastructure there. So you have a long-standing infrastructure of certain shots and things that have worked for, and are just like a realistic part of the existence of your tennis game. Just like my situation, it's a realistic part of my profession. But you know what? It's just not working. It's not working. And I think, if you can really take a look and be willing to really like burn off, throw some old things into the fire, and just move on to some new methods and things like that, that you'll actually be winning. You'll actually be continue to win, and much easier. So, I felt like some of the ways that you're playing Tsonga are a bit routine, like you kind of fall into the routine thing. And I feel like a little bit what probably happened with Murray too. Although you made an amazing comeback, I cannot tell you, like, probably not only me, but how many Federer fans are so damn proud. We don't even care about the outcome, Roger, necessarily. Sure, the outcome would have been great had you been in the finals, but the fact that you sat and fought and did what you needed to do, and you came out on the right side of the small battles within the war of the entire 5-set match, I think the value is in that. And so many fans are proud of you. I've already seen it on Twitter where people are like, you make us proud. Whether you bring out the win or not, you make us so super proud with what you do. So, I mean, for me, there's huge value in rather seeing you go all the way to the end. Excuse me. All the way to the very, very, very end, without really being challenged, or being challenged and pushed past the limit where you have to create for yourself and claw yourself into a match to eke out an existence, to even be able to win, and have to create everything with your own two hands, really, and not because the opponent is making mistakes, and not because the opponent is a victim of his own inferiority as far as talent is concerned or something like that, but you were actually in there having to really create something for yourself. Now, I didn't see the match, but I was watching all of the updates for the second set, from the second set on, the end of the second set, so all the third, all of the fourth, all of the fifth. Can't believe it. It didn't even seem that long. It was so riveting. It didn't seem like I was waiting around reading the updates so long. But you know what? I'm really, I have to tell you, I'm really excited for you, Roger. I think, you choose to come away with the choice of really looking at this and really seeing like, hey, what did I employ that I've been employing the last couple of, the last season? Seeing how these other guys have changed and, what's not going to work for me anymore. So a lot of guys use a really hard serve on you. Once again, I'd seen a comment where somebody was like, kudos to Roger for just playing an amazing match. Murray just took Rafa's approach and served high balls to the backhand all day. That's what he said. Serve high balls to your backhand all day. That's what he said. So my thing is this: as you go on into the year, it's very good that all of this happened at the top of the year, because guys are going to be looking at all of the matches. They know that in order to beat Roger Federer, you have to play. It's just mandatory. You have to be on 100% of the time. You have to play your best tennis to get past Roger Federer. And that's not to be confused with just being able to beat Roger Federer, because, given everything that Murray was doing, you ran off with a 7-2, like in the tiebreakers. You took all of the tiebreakers. You broke him. And then you were leading 4-1. Somehow he broke back. I don't remember. And then it seemed to me like you came off that really huge, in the fourth set, you came off that really huge tiebreak that you really kicked ass on. Right? I can't tell you how, excuse me for cursing, but I am so fucking proud of you. Look at that spit. I'm sorry. I am so freaking proud of you. Like, I don't even care, like, out of that match. Like, as long as you're performing like that, Roger, you are going to win. You are always going to win. You're going to be able to get yourself through the tough moments. You're going to be on. And you should just revel in that. Hey, dude, I won all the tie breaks. Like, I really turned the tide. Now, Murray was able to put some things out, but I think it seemed to me, I didn't see the match, but it just kind of seemed to me the way things went after that wonderful, amazing tiebreaker, that you kind of got back into the match and so it lost maybe a little mental momentum. But I don't know that that's 100% true, but that was just my impression from just reading what was going on. Like, it kind of seemed like, that was tough to, like, pull yourself out. And at one point in the former set, I think you pulled yourself out from 30, love 30 to secure your own game, and then you denied him match point, 3 match points. And then on top of that, you went on to take the set in a freaking tie break, and this is against a guy who hits with a lot of power, and this is against a guy who most likely has a really good, has racket technology, has been training purposely against you, to beat you, has been studying. He had a really easy run. No, keeping it real, he had a really easy run at the Australian Open, but I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm sure he managed to, earn his win. I'm not going to try to really take anything from him, but I just want you to psychologically realize that you can absolutely do this. You can absolutely continue to beat these guys. You're still much more talented. I saw, natural talent. Because you have to realize, too, like, you just came off a 5-set with Tsonga, and then, not that I'm making excuses or anything, but you came off 5 sets with Tsonga. Tsonga plays with the bobble-out racket, which it has, he and Rafa have been practicing with all this technology. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm going to have to cover my face in the when I upload this, because I guess with all this cold, I'm just not camera ready. Although actually in all my videos in at least the last month and a half, I haven't been camera ready, to be quite honest. But anyway, so you've been playing with guys, with more technology and the rackets and stuff like that. So you have to really give yourself kudos and remember, psychologically, these guys are playing with a lot more, technology than you to a degree. But what was I gonna tell you? Oh my God, because I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to really go back and look at some things. I mean, Tsonga was able to get into the forecourt, come to net a lot with you, and I think because I think it was when he was serving to the backhand. A lot of your returns would land in the forecourt, so to speak, I think, or the midcourt, his midcourt, which is allowing him to really come and step in and take over and really put you on the run and put you on a defense that you couldn't always turn into an offense. So all you could do is like get the ball back. And so guys know if they could kind of keep you off kilter like that, that they can sort of possibly snag a win. Now, I'm going to look at the Murray match, hopefully, over the next couple of days. But as I issued you the challenge to really change some things, I'm issuing myself a challenge as well, to change some things. So hopefully, as my coach says, my trainer always said, when you're like, not that I have this official sort of contract of like coaching you, but she always says that when her clients are stuck in a certain pattern, sometimes she kind of looks at herself and goes, all right, well, where is there an energy leak on my part where I'm stuck in my pattern? And I don't know why. Some people might think that that's really weird. It has nothing, one thing doesn't have to do, something going on in your life doesn't have to do with the person that you're talking about or coaching. But it's interesting. It's like, looking at you with certain old patterns that you're applying to new circumstances, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, hello, I'm doing the same thing, so I need to change that up. I need to step out of my comfort zone with certain things, stay focused on the new stuff, because it's not necessarily a fear, but it is some sort of mental distraction or whatever, and I probably sounded bored because I'm being very vague, so I'm going to just move on. But as I challenge you, I challenge myself too, and to change some patterns. And so after I upload this video, I'll have to work on my project as well. It's going to be a video project that I've been holding off on for 2 years, Roger. 2 years. I secured 5-6 amazing people that I want to interview, that I feel also would not only help me in my self-development, but help others in their self-development. And 2 years it's been almost since I've asked these people to do this, and it hasn't been done. Although I'm great at writing down the project, writing down everything that needs to be done, and I'm great at getting lost in research, saying, oh, I need to do this and research that because this needs to be perfect. And I'm a victim of perfection, and then things don't get done. And you probably could pick that up in my videos sometimes, how I talk and I have to correct and explain every single thing. So anyway, enough about me, but more about you. And, the pattern of play, that drop shot, I think that has to go for a while. That's not working. It lost you 5 points. It lost you about 4 points up against Tsonga the other day. It never really truly works. And you're not going to get it to work with these guys because you've had it work in the past. But what they've been doing, if their coaches have been having them do, is sprints from the baseline to the net. So that when you do hit a drop shot, they can rush up there and create a passing shot, which is something that they didn't do as much in the past. But, you know, they get it now, so it's not working anymore. You got to do something else. You lost 5 points on that. That's a freaking game right there. You know what I mean? And with people like Murray and even Sanga, Djokovic, these core guys, you can't afford to. That's like squandering, sort of, to a certain extent. Like certain points are precious, and it can't be allowed to be just whisked away so easily. So I think you're really in a good place, Roger. I'm so proud of you. I have to tell you, I'm telling you the truth. You're in a really, really good place at the top of the year. You know what you need to do. You know where you stand as far as the competition is concerned at the top of 2003. So you've got time. You've smartly put together your schedule, so now you have time to practice, and yeah, you can go from there. And I think actually you mentioned that, so I want to give you credit for that. And I just saw some of your post-match comments, and you sounded super positive. So I just want to say, stay super positive, because you're really in a great place to be able to win. You have to change up some things. You just really, I mean, if you can just sit down and watch the match over again, seriously, from a clinical perspective, just look at what doesn't work. You know what I mean? Look at what doors people can put you on the defense, throw you off kilter. And then look at how that starts to affect your mental game. If you've got to be sitting on court trying to keep yourself calm, trying to keep yourself intense too, because, you know, some errors were made, or somebody just broke you to a certain extent, or, you know, you want to try to continue to work on that too, so you won't be so occupied, maybe. And I don't know that this is the truth, but I think to a certain degree it is. You'll be available to not have the nervous energy turn into more errors in the crucial points, you know, which I think happened in the 5th set, if I remember correctly, and some in the 4th too. And you'll be able to take care of everything. You'll be available. So I think you should have been able to go a lot further. I believe, you know, you'll get yourself to a point where you could close out a 5th set under that pressure. But I want to give you really, 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 really high acknowledgement for the way you've been handling the pressure moments in this tournament. It's really commendable. You know, we diehard Federer fans, we notice and we see your development, and I think that, if not anything else, again, that is the greatest value that you could have gotten in this tournament, to be able to progress onto the many more wins that you have coming in front of you. So I'm going back inside now because it's freaking cold out here. But yeah, good luck. I'm going to make another video over the next 1 or 2 days. And sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like stuck on stupid right now. Yeah, I was going to say, oh, you should give yourself, you know what, this is a random thought, but you should give yourself a little bit more credit on how you can dig into Murray's serve, because at Wimbledon you were doing it. You were getting like 30 on him, sometimes 40 deuce on him. So I don't know so much if I care to agree that, you know, you always have trouble digging into Murray's service games. I don't really know so much that I want to agree with you on that, and I kind of want to challenge you a little bit on that point as well, to give yourself more credit. You know, just keep giving yourself credit, because you're really in a good space. You're in an excellent space at the top of the year, Roger. And like I said, you know, this is the blessing. You'll have time to practice and really see where you need to go, because there are a lot of things that need to be changed, but you can do it. But it's got to change. There's some things that you haven't changed, but your mental game, I think, we as Federer fans are super, super proud of you, and we see the development in you. I still think you could still use, you could still use a coach, a mental, stress management, mental management, intensity management coach, because as you can see, if you haven't done that yet, you can see, like, you went from that tiebreaker. Yes, you did really well, but then it seemingly didn't have enough to get you consume a lot of mental strain in managing the intensity moment, and then in the fifth set possibly lost momentum, as far as I could tell. I haven't seen the match, but as far as I could tell, and that's understandable because you really dug yourself out of a hole. But if you get a mental coach, I'm telling you, you're going to have yourself in a place where you're going to be able to manage points and keep yourself in a space where you're going to be able to be more available for yourself, to create more opportunities, so you don't have to be up against such, back against the wall moments, and it'll be easier. And even if you are in a back up against the wall moment, you'll be able to pull yourself out of trouble, out of danger, whatever you want to call it, and then still be available to reset, to start for a fifth match. Now, again, super, 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 super proud of you, Roger. Just want you to know, you just keep it up. It's the very beginning now. This is a new Federer, new points, new guys, in a new place, guys calling you to just dig down deep and etch out a new game, get rid of all the old shit, Roger. I'm sorry, all of that old consciousness. And I promise you, I want so much for you. I want you to really win. I really want to see you win. And it sucks, let me tell you, to be at freaking 7 o'clock in the morning. And Roger worked so hard the entire damn tournament. Frankly, you had the hardest fucking draw. I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry, but I was so fucking mad with the Australian Open. But I tried my hardest not to feed that into these videos in case you were watching them. They gave you that fucking draw, and fucking, Joker. I love Joker, but I mean, gave him the fucking easiest draw ever, and Murray the second fucking easiest. But it's all good, every time you get these hard draws, you get past these guys. And Murray, this is just a precursor to the rest of the year. If you take this as the chance for winning all throughout the rest of the year, which I know you will do, as a blessing. I was trying to say something. I'm sorry, I'm rambling like a mad woman. I guess because it's so freaking cold. I can't believe I'm standing out here. See what you make me do? I can even stand out in freezing cold weather. As long as I'm talking about Federer, I'm good. I'm going to use that as my new strategy anytime I have to go somewhere in the cold. Just start talking about Federer and I'm good. Anyway, so if you, I feel like the Murray thing, the Tsonga thing, the Raonic thing, the Tomic thing, it seems like it kept building up. And you're passing these guys, but they're using the same strategy on you, but more talented players using the same strategy, so to speak. And, really telling you what you need to do and telling you absolutely what isn't working so you can get on with the rest of the season, because you really can beat these guys, Roger. You really can. I mean, Murray had to work hard, and when you wanted to, you dictated play. You won all of the tie breaks. I'm telling you, Paul Anacone has to be proud of you. I can't say but the way you played and the way you tried, even if you fucking made errors, and I'm sorry I'm cursing, but I'm just adamant about this. Even if you made errors, like, I'm still so damn proud of you over this match. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just proud of you because of the mental. You know what I mean? That you tried, you stayed in there, and you got some glory. And it's only going to come more the more that you keep getting your mental tolerance up. So it's a good thing. But I still suggest, like, get some help, because what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna have more of these moments if you don't make some changes in your game, like some real changes. Like you gotta get rid of some old playing styles. You really have to. You cannot play the same way you've been playing in the past. It's just, not it. As I can't continue to play and look for contracts and work in the same manner and style that I have been, even though I have so much experience and a great resume and all this, that, and the third. I can't continue to look for new contracts in the same style, and that's what I've been doing. And in this stupid American economy, that's not working. So it's kind of like the same thing with you too. The drop shot approach, yes, that worked in the past, but it's not working anymore. It doesn't fit. It's the square peg and a square peg trying to go into the circular hole. It's not working. It's not yielding any results that serve you. So, pull it up. So proud of you. Love the fire all through the tournament. People were wondering what you said to Murray or whatever. You got upset with him or whatever. Did you drop the F-bomb on him? Why? Okay, I know this is really bad. I don't want to enable you or encourage you, but why do I love it that you dropped the F-bomb on Murray? I know that is so wrong, but why do I love it? I fucking love it. I'm sorry. Why do I love it? And not that I want to see you really act like that, because you're Roger Federer, grace and style, all that good stuff on the course. I never really want to see you go too much out of your character, so to speak, but I freaking love it. I don't know why, but I feel like if you can be upset, you're really mad like that, you've got a lot more years in tennis. You are fucking mad about it. You don't like it. You were pissed, and you weren't feeling like you were gonna cry or anything like that. You were mad. I mean, there's fire in you, and there are more years in tennis, and you really want this, and translate it, and really ask yourself what I really, really want. Like tap into that anger that you had at that moment for Murray. So I know, you don't want to have any tension with him, so I imagine you probably pull him on the side and straighten that out. But he didn't seem to be bothered by it. I think he handled it really with his own sense of class, and I think he held space for you. He said, seemed like he was like, oh, it's not relevant. I don't know what tone of voice he used when he said it, but he said, no big deal, not relevant, something like that. So, if you've got that fire, like I said, I saw you had that fire, so I'm like, that's good. To be angry rather than to be dejected or coming with your shoulders and head down, there's no reason. You should hold your head up high, which I'm glad you said you have no regrets. Certainly things could have been done better, but I think, you're probably at your best place in tennis ever right now, because of the way you play mentally. And you can see what you could do in all these tie breaks. When you want to put your mind to it, you can beat these guys because you're better than them, but you're going to have to change the game. You're going to have to burn and change some consciousness, change some patterns, and you're going to be probably, seriously, you're going to have to tear down parts of your game and eliminate them. And it's tough because it's kind of like a table where you built a block of cards on, and you're going to probably have to break off 3 legs of that table and put on some new legs. That's what's going to take to really get where you need to be. So you already have the talent, you already have the foundation, which I consider to be the top of the table. You just need some new legs. New legs would be, not your personal legs, I meant legs for the table. Anyway, so, good on you, man. Good on you. Super fucking proud of you, Roger. I cannot tell you. Super proud. And the best lesson is the challenge of the mental fitness and how you are able to rise to the occasion many, many times. But I say look at these particularly these last 2 matches and see your backhand. You're still gonna have to keep working on that, even though you've done a lot of hard work. I think you're gonna have to go create more, be more aggressive, and that's gonna mean probably having to get yourself to a level where you can be more consistent with more speed on your shots. You know, kind of like when you were, the way you were playing when you first came in, you know, on the attack, looking really, really crisp. And then it seems more time with more of the matches that went on, you kind of got more into a pass routine or whatever, a little less aggressive, a little more waiting. But you know, I'm not the tennis expert, you are, but still, I think you're gonna have to really burn off parts of your game. You're gonna have to really reinvent yourself, kind of like the way Madonna does. All the people who stay around for long times, they reinvent themselves, and that's what you're gonna have to do. So anyway, I know this is a long chit chat and I can continue on forever, so have a good one and I'll talk soon. Bye bye. Oh my god, it's freezing.